Okay, go ahead. We're started. So you'll notice in the background a waving arm. It is not attached to anyone. Ooh, spooky October. My wife is hard at work on another artisan birthday cake. That's right. That's something that she does from time to time. So you'll see her blurry person back there because of the depth of focus on the camera. And you may hear a little bit of rustling here and there. Try and keep it down back there. You try and keep it down. And cursing, she says. Additional thoughts. Bottomless pit. Death grips, man. To the Death Grip fans, I will apologize now. I will talk about Drake here and there throughout this video. I'll try and sparingly do so. But for context, for those who are not aware, maybe you're seeing this later, I listened to this album, Bottomless Pit, the same day Drake released For All the Dogs. I was going to do a reaction to that album. I woke up that Friday morning and thought, I don't want to fucking listen to 24 songs, an hour and a half. I was not interested. The first time in 2.5 years of having this channel, completely uninterested in listening to the album that I had ready. So I moved on to Death Grips, and thank God. It was everything I needed to hear. It was just fingers of lightning drilling into my brain, grabbing my ear, saying, wake up, old man, you're not dead yet, type of a thing, you know, because work's been busy and just, in general, busy. And it was so refreshing, honestly. And it's funny to say refreshing because Bottomless Pit is just fucking chaos. Death Grips is chaos. And something that I love about this album is it being the third album I've listened to from them. I'm starting to understand that Death Grips, you know, initially I was like, oh, they're like this crazy, wild, experimental group, you know? They're not experimental. This is who they are. Like, Death Grips is not experimenting with their sound and like trying to figure out who they are and trying to be like, oh, we'll do this to be super edgy. Like, no. This is what they make. This is who they are. This is the music they care about. And that's it. And what's fun to talk about with Death Grips, you know, compared to somebody like Drake or anybody else, there's not like a lot of nuance in the conversation, right? You're either on board with Death Grips and enjoy it, or no. And I kind of love that kind of music, that kind of separation between the fan bases, because honestly, sometimes I get tired of all the arguments of who's better and this person sucks and they're mid. No, that person's mid. It's just like, to me, it's so tiring because it's the same fucking argument over and over again, all based off of opinions. And honestly, while there are a lot of opinions out there I do respect, for the most part, I just don't care. Like, if you like something that I hate, great. Fucking listen to it all the time. And if I like something you hate, guess what? What I listen to in the morning on my way to work or while I'm here at my computer chilling makes no difference to your life, right? So why do we always have these arguments and debates? And I know people, it's just fun, right? But after a while, sometimes it just gets a little old. So Death Grips is kind of cool because there's not a lot of arguing over Death Grips. You're either in or you're out. I never did sit down to watch the videos. Unfortunately, my weekend, it was kind of a funny mix, right? Because her brother came up with his family, and on Saturday, we went to a Renaissance fair. For the first time ever, we've ever been to a Renaissance fair, and that was a lot of fun, but it was an odd mix of a weekend to combine Renaissance fair with Death Grips. And I did play it for my family on the way home. What did you have any solid opinion? What was it you said about the album? I don't remember. About the Death Grips album when we listened to it on the way home. Did you say anything? You said something. Yeah. I don't remember what it was that you said.
It was a play on the name. Like
oh, yeah, you said something about how it wasn't like very gripping or something.
Yeah, it wasn't very gripping.
Yeah, and I had to explain to her that it's not Death Grips, it's Death Grips.
But it did sound, it was very you.
Yes, it does sound
it was
very
me.
me.
Like it started playing, I went, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Not quite her jam, but that's okay. That's okay. I think my favorite track, I think is probably my favorite track. I love Bottomless Pit. I love the closer. I think it's great. Ring a Bell, 80808 is great. Fucking giving bad people good ideas. I got that stuck in her head a couple times this week because I'd be walking around the house, giving bad people good ideas. I keep giving bad. She'd be like, God damn it. But what's so nice about it, what is it, 48 minutes? If that, not even 40, it's 39 minutes, man. It's just, you put it on. And, going into this video, I kind of realized I don't have a whole lot to say. I just fucking enjoy it. And that's it. And because there's not a lot of nuance, because you're either on board or you're not on board, in a way, it almost eliminates conversation because it's fucking great. That's it. And the people who don't think it's great, there's not a whole lot you can say to try and convince them. That's what's neat about Death Grips to me, is that separation is so wide that there's not even any effort put into trying to convince somebody why. No, you just don't understand. No, I understand. It sounds like noise and garbage and I hate it. So maybe a shoddy additional thoughts video, because I don't really have a whole lot to say other I really enjoy it. Gonna do Jenny Death. It's 2 albums. The second disc is Jenny Death. Powers That Be, I think. That'll be the next one. I'm realizing I have all these really long albums on deck now. A lot of long albums. So I don't know when I'll get to it. It will definitely be less than a year. It's not going to be October of next year before I get to the Powers That Be. A lot of people have said that one's also inspired by metal. I thought this one was more inspired by metal based off of what I remember people telling me. But if the other one is even more so, great. I'm all for it. Yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, really, I enjoy the album a lot, quite a bit. But I think what I enjoy more is how this is the third one I've sat down to, and I'm not that I didn't get or enjoy Death Grips before. I did, but I guess I'm starting to feel like I trust them more in the sense of this is who they are. This isn't some sort of like weird thing to try out. Like, no, this is who they are. And I never really worried that they were, kind of doing this for show or whatever. I mean, you listen to the song Beware, and it's like, Jesus Christ. MC Ride is from another planet, basically, when I listen to that song. It's just incredible. I know that's not on this album, but having Money Store, Exmilitary, Death Grips, all in my now, catalog, essentially, in terms of what I've listened to. Now I go, okay, I kind of get an idea of who they are, what they care about, what they're going to focus on. And so I walk into the Powers That Be, eventually just arms wide open. Here we go. Here comes another round of Death Grips. So I look forward to listening to that. Friday, I'm not going to say what I'm going to listen to on Friday. It's not going to be Barter 6. I have a very strong idea. I mentioned it on Discord in the not the admin, the moderator chat. I'm not 100% locked in. I don't want to say because I don't want people to bombard me with messages on what it is and get ready. I want to walk in open-minded. Now, the reason why I hesitate and I don't say is because JPEG Mafia put up a weird tweet. I don't think he's got anything coming Friday, but basically if Peggy drops, I'm there. That's kind of a given. So Barter 6 is essentially going to stay where it was scheduled, which would be the third Friday of this month, originally scheduled. This Friday, I have an idea. You guys it'll make sense when you see it. It's really not it's not going to be a huge surprise. It's not going to be For All the Dogs. I'm not doing that one. Seems like the general consensus on that is it's just another Drake album that's way too long. That has a couple cool songs. There you go. Great. Okay. Awesome. Glad I skipped it. Honestly, really don't have any interest in listening to it. Yeah. There you go. Okay, y'all. Take care. We'll see you Friday. Maybe you'll be surprised pleasantly, or maybe you'll be vastly disappointed. One or the other. Probably no middle ground on that one.